First, workers race against the clock along the Texas coast trying to contain a major oil spill. A massive cleanup effort is underway right now in the Gulf of Mexico.
A collision between a ship and a barge spilled more than 150,000 gallons of oil just off the Texas Gulf Coast. NBC's Jay Gray shows us the dangerous situation the spill created for the wildlife in the Galveston area.
Recovery teams and cleanup crews continue their work off the Texas Gulf Coast today after an accident in the Galveston shipping channel that spilled close to 170,000 gallons of thick, toxic oil into the water there.
This is a very serious spill, a large quantity of oil.
Dozens of ships were left in limbo after the spill, unable to move into or out of the normally busy port until late Sunday.
The ship was supposed to sail yesterday at 4, so, we're just a little bit behind, and we'll get to lose one day of our cruise, but they're going to make it up to us monetarily, so we're fine.
Passengers are moving, but unfortunately, so is the oil.
The shift in winds and surface currents has moved the floating oil. Some of that oil is now offshore, having exited the Galveston Bay.
Riding those waves into areas that are home to the local wildlife.
I saw birds going down there, pecking their beaks at the water. It just looked really bad. Much oil was, out there.
Around a dozen oil-soaked birds have already been pulled from the water and rushed to an animal rehabilitation center. Teams are concerned they'll find more as the work to contain and clean up the spill continues. Jay Gray, NBC News, Dallas.
Today's cleanup efforts come on the 25th anniversary of the Exxon Valdez oil spill. That spill off the southern coast of Alaska is one of the worst environmental disasters in American history. Nearly 10.8 million gallons of oil spilled. It affected hundreds of miles of the Alaskan coast. By comparison, this weekend's accident near Texas City spilled 170,000 gallons of oil.
Here's a closer look at the area affected by this spill. It happened right here near Texas City. The cleanup effort, though, blocks this inlet near Galveston Island. Here's Galveston Island here, the Bolivar Peninsula. This inlet is the only way into the bay from the Gulf of Mexico, and that is keeping hundreds of ships from reaching the Houston Ship Channel up here and the Port of Houston. More than 70 large ships move through the channel every day, along with hundreds of barges and smaller craft. The area around this port is home to the country's largest petrochemical complex, and that brings a lot of money to Texas. The Port of Houston Authority estimates a daily economic impact of around $50 million, and that doesn't even begin to count the impact of tourism, which could be hurt by the spill. Lots of people coming to the beaches on Galveston Island. 3 wildlife preserves are also near this spill area. The closest one is right here, the Moody National Wildlife Refuge. Even more reasons why teams are working to contain this big spill.